All right, we are going to be working on this. Yeah, that's right, that's right.
Last one for the night.
Okay. So I think I've got all the metal bits chosen. And let's zoom in just a little further. So, oh, okay. Oh, we need a little bit more right there. I went just a little too far on the chainmail. That looks good. Let's select that one more time. Yeah, I like that. Okay. So, I think what I want to do now is soften this brush up a lot and go for a lighter color. And hopefully. Wow, I'm not really sure why all of this was selected, but... Alright, let's just do a light brushing. Okay. Oh, that's right. We didn't do the horns. There's metal on the ends of the horns, and I think that's probably some of the most important part on this guy. Okay. That looks good. I wish it was just a little bit brighter, but what we'll do is we can uh, darken up the rest of the figure, and it will actually bring out those light spots even more. The other thing I'm going to do is, because some of these are supposed to be a little bit yellowish, we're going to go... how interesting. I wonder why. Alright, let's do this. We're gonna grab... Oh, no, that's just bizarre. Wow. I have no idea what's going on here. Who knew that this was going to be an episode of Technical Specs? Oh, hey, there you go. And yet... Wow, seriously? The whole thing is in grayscale because of that? Wow. Oh, good. I'm so glad. Okay, so there's the yellow that I wanted. Now that... Oh, now this is just messed up. This is so messed up. What the heck is going on here? Wow, this is really frustrating. I guess I wish I would have looked at this before I started it as a Photoshop file to make sure that it wasn't a grayscale file. Okay, think it through, think it through. Okay. It only took a little finagling, that's all. Just need a little extra love, I guess. All right. All right, we're gonna save that. Okay, so let me just do a little rundown of what we got going here. This is my Minotaur character. Uh, I am playing this Minotaur noble character in a game run by Justin, and he is noble, not some beast in a labyrinth. And I've decided to do a coloring job on him because his fur and all sorts of things. There's all sorts of custom colors that I want to put on here. So that's what's going to happen. Okay. Okay, so I have to deselect some of this stuff just to make sure that it doesn't get included. And I could change to a different brush right now, but because this is so small and out of the way, I'm not really worried about it. It's not going to make a huge difference, and I can come back through and touch up those colors. So here it's going to be a little more. Oh, and I should have jumped to a different layer when I did this. Oh well. Yeah, technically I should put this on a different layer. So let's erase that out. And we'll put that on a different layer because it will look a lot better if I can keep everything in its own selection. So let's do a layer on top of this one. No, stop that. Let's do a layer on top of this one, which is actually below the other one. But like I said, it's not going to make a difference one way or the other, but because the metal is placed on top, it'll look better if it's placed on top in the layers. This is the time of night where Will isn't actually all that helpful because I'm just trying to be creative and it's late. So don't expect the greatest tutorials. It's not really tutorials anyways. You're just here sharing in my enjoyment of creativity is really all it is. And if you're lurking and watching, feel free to say hello in the chat. I've got my chat open here on a second window. We are just hanging out, being creative, and coloring some minotaur artwork, which is really good in and of itself. It's definitely not my original artwork. It is from a publication called In the Company of Minotaurs by Wright Publishing, and I really like it because it inspired me for my own Minotaur character for the campaign that we're playing. I'm not running that campaign, which is why I'm a player in it. Also, it's late, so I'm going to say silly-ass things like that, because anybody who knows anything knows that if it's a player character, I'm definitely not running the game. Unless I'm, me about it, and I always want to have my GMPC, Game Master Player Character. Okay, let's make this a little bigger. I really want to make this very subtle, so we're going to drop all this down, like, really far. Oh, crud. So we're going to drop this down to about 33%. And the hope is that it's actually, who knows. I probably have to restart and reinitialize, but I'm not going to because that's ridiculous. So because this is the same color for both the horns and the hooves, I'm going to make sure that I put this color on both as I go through and make these kind of, these are subtle changes in the color. We don't want it to be super visible. Super visible. See how when it gets late I start talking like more of a valley girl? It's never good. Just kidding. Do, 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 do. So I'm just gonna put a little message here from the in the chat. Cause it's real, it's real. We're gonna do this. And as you can see, I'm putting it especially around the top of the hoof, but also just a little bit of color down into it. And then I'm gonna erase all that on the fur one more time. Because it should be really subtle. It shouldn't really be. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so then the other thing is, actually that's about right. That looks good. Okay, and then we want this to be really, really subtle. So let's make this really soft. Yeah, okay, that looks good. Okay, that looks really nice. Let's come back in here with the, oh, 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 oh. So let's pop these back up a little more, because now that we've got, ooh, I'll have to come through and get rid of some of that stuff that's outside of the black lines, the outlines, because that looks really not very good. Okay, I'm really enjoying that. Oh yeah, it's not gonna do it out there because you don't have that selected. Oh yeah, yeah. Let's clean that up because that looks really bad. So as you can see, the eraser, just like the brush, can be set for a lower flow and opacity, and it will act just like the brush, in only distributing a little bit of that eraser ability. This is the part of the night where everything is ridiculous. Okay, I really like that. That looks really good. Cool. So I've got all the metal pieces, including the blade of the glaive, the metal, um, well, they'd be horseshoes if they were on horses, but they're on a minotaur, so they're not bull shoes, but close enough. And then all the metal bits, like the this armlet over here, and oh, excuse me, the metal brooch here and along the belt, and then the metal at the tips of the horns, plus the horns themselves. And I think that looks really good. I really like that. So we're gonna save that, and we should definitely rename these layers. Cause so this is the horn and hoof. Horn and hoof, metal pieces, base shape. And I have a copy of the background image. Ooh. Ooh, that hurts. I have a copy of the background image up on top in multiply, so that the black outlines multiply all the way down. It's actually a duplicate of the original image. If I were to get rid of that, it would look like that. Okay, so that's what the image is without outlines. That's just the base color shapes. Isn't that interesting? Okay, we're gonna save that. And as you may have noticed, it's late and I keep yawning. And that's how that's going to work. But I'm also thinking that I will go get some coffee, and that will also help. Yark. So that's what I'm going to do. It's going to go get coffee. I'm going to stop the stream, and I'll start back up a little while after I get things good to go. So, bear with me. Enjoy your time away from me. Just joking.